Okay, the Purge Anarchy, or Purge 2, deals with the 6th annual Purge. Now, the first one dealt with essentially a home invasion with the complex network of what's happening with the Purge. The idea is there's very low unemployment. Crime virtually doesn't exist. It goes from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I think it's March 21st to the 22nd. Everything is legal, with the exception of assassination of certain members, or certain high-ranking members of the government, of the military, and the discharge of weapons above Class 4. So what makes this one different? This one, instead of being in the rich neighborhood with one family, you have 3 independent stories that are going on. You have one family that ends up having a very quick home invasion. You have a couple that actually, they are out traveling on Purge night. They have car issues. So they're escaping through the city during Purge. And a man who we'll just call Frank, because when you see him, he pretty much acts like the Punisher, who is out to purge. They also do a lot more on the socioeconomics of it. How you pretty much have the rich white people who are going out, who are pretty much killing the poor people, more or less. So there's a lot more in that socioeconomic sort of build to it. How does this compare to the first one? We only have 5 main characters, so they get a decent amount of storyline to them. And there is a lot of collateral damage. In the first one, they didn't have that much in the way of creative weaponry. Here you're seeing a lot more automatic, semi-automatic, miniguns. I mean, people using sniper rifles, machetes, swords, night vision. I mean, this is now a tremendous amount of more stuff going on. You used to see explosives, you see tear gas, you see smoke grenades. I mean, they use a tremendous amount of additional material on this one. With a lot of it being, people tend to go to the city to do the majority of their purging. So if you like the first one, but you wanted to see more what was going on outside of the rich neighborhood, this one actually does a really good job of that. I'm going to get into some spoilers here pretty quickly in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goose egg. Now I'm going to go into a couple of pretty brief spoilers. They show a lot with how the rich white people do their purge. One person actually donates his body to a rich family to be a martyr for the purge. And they give his family $100,000. He's transported to their house, and they more or less purge him in their living room. So that way they don't have to be outside, and there's no threat of them getting purged in the process. They do a pretty long sequence where some people get captured. And they get sold into pretty much kind of like a purge arena. The people who paid the $200,000 a piece now get to hunt them. So they showed a lot in how the rich, more affluent people go through the process of the purge. And there's also a group that is against the New Founding Fathers Association or administration, and is against the purge. And the reason why they're against the purge is because it is essentially the hunting and killing of essentially poor minorities. You find out there are semis driving around. The semis are actually working for the government. What are they doing? They're helping to pretty much kill the disenfranchised. The easiest way to make sure that there is no murder and that unemployment rates are low is to go into areas of high disenfranchisement, bring the people out of the homes and kill them. So it's a combination of doing a little bit of population control, as well as removing the people that would be the quote-unquote drains on society, which of course, in this instance, would be the unemployed and the socioeconomically undesirable. So they do a nice job hinting at that, but not driving that point home ridiculously far. The majority of the main characters do survive. One of them does die. But the resolution of Frank's storyline is great. It's all the buddy mine and our first thoughts were the purge was normally dealt with a couple hours before and to the very end of the purge, but we're not seeing like the day after the purge. People trying to rebuild their lives, or there's a woman, her husband gets killed, and she then says that she wants to purge. So she wants to take part in the activity that essentially killed her husband. So that's kind of interesting. They could do a lot more when it comes to different locations, because pretty much you've had rich neighborhood and then disenfranchised urban environment. And I think the idea of doing one about every 2 years makes sense. I think once every 2 years is going to be a pretty decent amount for trying to keep this franchise kind of fresh, keep it without becoming too overburdened. If you do every single year, it's just you're going to run out of ideas way too quickly. So if you like the first one, but you wanted to see more of what's going on outside of that small house, this one is definitely worth it.